Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the third part of our ICT IGCSE website authoring video. In this lesson we're going to continue with the tables. We're going to start with creating a header for our table, and then we're going to start to use a style, cascading sheets, use embedded CSS in HTML to resize the table. Not just the table, the entire table, resizing records and cells and so on. So let's get started. Let's open the code to our previous web page, and let's see if we can use exactly the same code. I'm just gonna clear this so that I can have a web page with only a table. Okay, so this is our first record on the table, correct? Let me open the table for you and refresh. I didn't save it. Let me save it. Oh, and F5 to refresh. There you go. So this is our table. This is the first record. It has name and grade, correct? Now I want to convert this record from a regular record to a head. It would be the table head. To do that, instead of typing tr, type thead, and instead of typing td, just write th. Very simple, right? th, and instead of closing a tr, because we don't have a record, we have a head, so we close the thead. Okay, file, save. Going back to my page and refresh. See, having the first record as header, automatically it bolds out the text inside of it, and it centers the text in the middle of the cells, right? It's very easy. And that's how you create a header for the table, right? Now, in moving to resizing the table, we've already learned how to do the width of the table in pixels. Now we're going to learn how to resize records or cells. Okay, now we're going to use the same style code, which is the CSS code, but this time we're going to use it inside our table. Now let's try, maybe I want the head to have a different height. Okay, so let's try adding style equals open quote height HIDHT colon. Let's have maybe 100 pixels. Close and save. I'm really not sure, but let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, and refresh. Voila, it worked. And that's how you change the height of a record. Now what if I want to change a height of one cell? Well, it's possible, but then the entire record is going to be changed. Let's try this in this td. Style equals open quote. How about we change the width this time? Width colon maybe 200, maybe, yeah, let's have it as 20 pixels. Close the quote and save and refresh. Yeah, so I only set the width to 200. That is just fascinating, right? Guys, you need to learn and practice this, because it's one of the most common questions in the IGCSE exam. They'll give you a table like that, it looks so weird, and they'll just ask you to create it, right? So now we know how to change the size, the height and the width of a table. Now let's assume I want to change the height of those two records to maybe just a little bit wider or taller, so that I don't have the text squeezed in like that, right? So now the first one is Muhammad, right? So I'm going to go to where Muhammad is. Muhammad, yeah, there it is. Okay, so now I just want to add another CSS style. Remember, when we want to add another style, we just have a semicolon and then height HEIGHT colon. Maybe 20, another 20, maybe 20, but 20 is a lot. How about 15 pixels? Well, I know I can estimate this, the pixels, but it takes a lot of practice to do that. Nothing happened. Let's try instead of 15 pixels, let's try 20. Maybe there's a mistake in my code, right? No, it's starting to get wider and taller. 25. File save and refresh. Yeah, so it is getting taller, but I don't know if you guys can notice. So let me just add it like 40 here. Okay, and at the same time I want this record to have a taller record as well. So over here I'm gonna come and say style equals open quote height colon 40 pixels. I don't have to add the semicolon over here because it's only one option, but if you added it, nothing will happen. F5 and there it is. So I'm very brilliantly and very easily able to edit everything on my table, right? Now we're going to move on to something really exciting. Okay, how about we add caption to our table? Caption. It's very easy. Go to the table over here. Right after the main tag of the table, write caption, close caption, write the caption for the table like students names, and then close the caption. And that's it. Let's run the code. I always get lost with all of the windows that I'm opening, and there you go. See, now the table has a caption over here. You can also add like bold or whatever style text formatting that you want. Okay, now we're going to learn to vertical alignment. How to align the text inside your table vertically, like top, middle, or bottom. We already have our beloved table over here. It's so spacious and wide. Okay, so I can align the first record top, and the code is vertical dash align. Okay, vertical dash align. And it's a CSS code, so it can be right inside the table. Why do I have more than one? Yes, okay, so inside the T head I have style, the height. How about we add, okay, semicolon, vertical dash align colon, how about top, semicolon. I believe this is the code, but let's just run it and find out. Yes, that's how you align the text to the top of your record. Now let's go back, and how about we align this cell in the middle. Okay, so inside the style you need to have this inside the style. Okay, inside the style, right, vertical dash align colon middle. I believe that's how it happens. Now let's run this code and refresh. Well, it's already by default it's aligned in the middle. By default it's aligned in the middle. So we will go and change that. How about we align it at the bottom? File save, going back to my page and refresh. Yeah, but only Muhammad was aligned to the bottom and year 10 was not. Why is that? Okay, because I applied this to the data, the table data, not the table record. So let's remove this. Okay, and write this in the entire record. To have this affected the entire record, you're gonna have to write it in the TR. Okay, so I don't have style here, so I'm gonna write it style equals open quote vertical dash align colon button semicolon. You don't need the semicolon right now because you only have one option. And let's try it. Yes, so the entire record now is aligned to the bottom, and that's how you align your text top, middle, or bottom, meaning vertically, that way. The next thing that we're going to learn is how to adjust cells to span more than one table. Okay, you see this is a column, this is another column, and this is another column. Okay, how can I make one cell span on 3 columns like this? Turn this from this to that. Okay, how about we create another table? Let's do that. I'll just copy this and open another node so that I don't mess my work. Okay, and now I didn't close the table tag here, but let's forget about it. Okay, so now I need to create a table. I'll add another table record. I'll have a table head and table head. Actually, this method is really effective. It prevents you from forgetting, like if you open a tag, you won't forget to close it. Okay, so whenever you open a tag, you close it. Like for example, T head, I closed it. Now I'm going to add TH, and I'm going to close the TH directly. Okay, and I'm going to come here and type number 1. Okay, now here is another method, effective method. Copy the text and paste it 3 times, and then change the data inside of it, 2 and 3. Okay, now close the T head and start a record. Okay, another record, TR, and I'm going to close the TR directly so that I don't forget it later, because I've been doing that a lot, even on videos, right? Okay, so this is a record. Now I'm going to start TD and close TD directly. Now let's copy this. Now I need this 3 times because I have 3 records, 3 columns, right? Now in the head, I don't want number 1, number 2, and number 3, right? I only want one cell, okay? And on the second record, I want 2 datas, okay? Cell 2.1, and here cell 2.2, and here cell 2.3. Okay, I'm gonna try running that before saving it. I made a mistake here, and I'm gonna make sure that I close the table. Save. Okay, I'm going to save it in the same folder, tables.html. Let's go and open tables. Okay, let's just add one border. Let's add a border because nothing is visible over here. And to add a border, I don't need the style because it's an HTML code. 21121, and where's my page? There it is, and F5. Okay, so as you can see over here, I have 1 cell at the top and I have 3 cells here. Now I want the first cell to span over the 3 columns. Okay, now the tag is, if it's going to span on columns, the tag is going to be call span. Okay, call span, and then the number of columns that you need the cell to span over. Okay, so over here on head should be here, right? Yes, on the TD, sorry, the TD, where the data exists, where number 1 is. I'm going to go back. Where is number 1? There it is. I'm going to write call span equals how many columns? 1, 2, and 3, right? 3 columns or 3 cells. Let's try this and see if I succeeded. And yes, that's how it is. So proud of myself right now, you know? All right. Now, this is if we want it to span on 3 columns, right? How can we make it span on 2 columns? Okay, so I'm going to add another record. Okay, and this one I'm going to try to make it span on more than 1 row. Okay, so to add another record, I don't have to write everything from the beginning. I'm a smart IT person. I'll just copy and paste. Okay, now here, okay, let's run it first so that you get the idea. Okay, now I have another cell here, right? But I don't need this one because I want this one to span on both here and here. Get it? here and here, right? So I'm going to erase the second 2.1 cell, and I'm going to make the first 2.1 to span on both. Okay, now I'm going to erase the second 2.1 here. Okay, let's see how it's going to look like. I know the table is going to start looking messy. So both cells were moved to the left, right? Now I want this to span on 2 rows, and the code is here inside TD. The code, that one was a call span, right? This one is going to be row span equals how many records? 2 records or 2 cells, however you wish it to be, however you want to call it, right? And there it is. No, I've made a mistake. Let's get back. So obviously the mistake is I'm supposed to apply the row span to 2.1, not 2.2, right? Yeah. Okay, cut this one, which is this one, right? So over here, row span equals to file, save, and refresh. And it's as easy as that, you know. Now it's spanning on 2 rows. If you wanted to span on columns, the code is call span, and if you wanted to span on rows, the code is call span. Okay, it's truly is a very easy thing. Again, you can change the size of the record. For example, I can write here style equals, we want to change the width, right? Width colon, let's make it a 225 pixels. Okay, and semicolon. No, just close the speech mark. File, save, and refresh. Well, it's so tight right now. Yes, I've changed the width to 25 pixels. How about 50? And refresh. It's getting bigger and bigger, right? It gets better. How about 100? The more you try to play with your code, the more you will understand how this HTML and CSS works. Using this code, call span and row span, you can make such amazing tables like this one over here. You can also add images instead of text. Let's try adding images instead of text. I already have an image on my folder over here. Let's add an image inside which one? Let's get back to my page, the new one. Let's add an image here instead of cell 2.1. So I'm going to go to the code and erase cell 2.1. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, instead of cell 2.1, I'm going to use the img space src tag. Img space src equals open quote. Now I need the image name along with its, what do we call this? I'm going to give you 3 seconds. The extension, which indicates the file type. So the image is from here. I'm going to copy 1322.161.jpg. JPG. Oh. Alright, close the image tag and let's see if it's going to work. No, a lot has been ruined, right? Probably because maybe I didn't close the speech mark. You know, programming is such a difficult job that, yes, if you forget a tiny period or comma or whatever, your whole code is not going to work. But look how amazing when it does work. It's just so amazing, you know. We can also edit the image height and the width. Remember, height equals maybe 200 pixels, and then width equals the width. I'm gonna have a 400 maybe. This is a lot, right? Pixels, and close the speech mark. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this from 400 to 200, and I'm gonna reduce the 200 to 100. Okay, file save, going back and refresh. Now it makes a lot of sense. See, HTML is such an amazing language that there is nothing that you cannot do with it. You can just pile the code on top of each other and you'll be getting an amazing thing like this one, right? Well, this would be our end of this video. I hope you guys learned a lot today, and I hope this video was inclusive. Till I see you in the next video, I hope you guys take good care. Bye.